Right, welcome back listeners for another edition of Heads Up, and welcome back Money Shot. We've had a busy week trekking around the countryside, and last week we had some terrific racing, didn't we, with Thorndon, and you were out at the Ellerslie Racecourse, weren't you, for the
Correct,
Millions?
Yes, I was, Neil. Yeah, I would have to say that's the best race meeting of the year in terms of the racing and the off-track events. Very, very enjoyable night out at Ellerslie. But the Thorndon, the old hussy, Stephen Marsh had a strong hand in the race, and she was the one to get the job done. Rosie Myers bided her time, but when she sprinted, she went very quickly. She was a bit worried she might have got to the front again too soon, but held off those closes and got a well-deserved Group 1, I thought.
Yeah, too right. The tempo set up for her nicely and well-ridden, perfect spot. And just like Melody Bell in the Karaka Millions, wasn't it? In the right spot. Tempo wasn't great, got out, got the winning break and all over for Tiako, so well done to them.
Indeed, yeah. That was good to see Opie Bosson continue on his winning way there, and I guess the other big race, Volpe Veloce, continuing on her winning way, 7 from 7 now, and narrow margin of victory, but all you have to do is win, and I guess you still wouldn't write off the chances of Sacred Elixir for some of his big assignments upcoming with his run in 4th, but all credit to Volpe Veloce. Yeah,
great for racing, 7 from 7, just keep on winning, and you think they'll be tempted by the Derby, but the Oaks is hers for the taking, you'd think. But Sacred Elixir did look in need of the run, obviously, being set for the Derby. His sectional was almost on par with Volpe Veloce's in a sprint home, so you couldn't write him off. You wouldn't write him off. For the Derby, he's right in there with a realistic chance. Class animal. And we can't forget the tennis too, can we? That was just classic tennis, classic sport, wasn't it?
Fairy tale stuff, really. I guess the final that most people were hoping for after a couple of the big names got knocked out, Federer and Nadal, and it went to 5 sets, and there was twists and turns all the way through, and it'd be quite apt, I think. Roger now has 18 majors, the same as Jack Nicklaus, and he'll probably finish on 18. I somehow get the feeling, I don't know if he'll win another one, but to match Jack Nicklaus with 18, and those marks might stand for quite a number of years, who knows, but yeah, good on him for winning that one when most people had written him off.
Yeah, is that the right sport though?
What's that?
Jack Nicklaus?
In the golf.
The golf, 18
golf majors.
Oh, that, of course,
18 tennis majors. So
yes,
they both have 18, that number 18, where, I don't think either of them will be toppled for a while.
Yeah, dead right.
And similar, Nicholas, he won his last about 6 or 7 years after his second to last, so kind of got that one extra one in the 86 Masters, so there's a bit of synchronicity going on there, I thought, and that's why, as I said, the feeling that Federer would win it on that basis, but he was outside at $32, so it was a good little payday. Yeah,
and you were able to sneak out and watch the cricket on Monday, I hear.
Yeah, went on to the cricket. What a game.
Yeah.
Well, not really what a game, but what a finish. What an amazing last sort of 10, 12 overs. We'll come to some of the other aspects of the cricket in terms of the brick bats. But no, it was pretty amazing. A lot of drama.
Yep.
How would you feel if Josh Hazlewood run out without facing the ball? You contributed to a 50-run partnership.
You'd feel sick, wouldn't you? You'd feel sick.
Quite ironic, really. Just that inches in it in that run out. It would have been interesting to see if he hadn't been run out, how the next over would have panned out, and then how the game would have gone from there. But it's sport.
Yeah, it was a case of I was going to have a bet on the Aussies, but I let my heart rule my head. I was going to back the Aussies, but I just couldn't come to do it. I wanted to see the Black Caps win, but it was great sport, and shame about the rain on yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, it's not just racing that has problem with its surfaces. Clearly there, it was a nice, fine, drying afternoon. They had 4 or 5 hours of no rain, and yet they still could get the game underway. Very disappointing for those that went along. I don't know, I haven't read. Do you get a refund or not?
Oh, they got a refund, yep. From what I heard. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough too. But the ground down the road was bone dry within half an hour of the rain stopping virtually, they said. So something's not right there.
Fine today down there, which, there's no the old reserve day that they used to have. They don't have those anymore. So double whammy disappointment for the people of Hawke's Bay.
Sure was, yeah. Okay, I'm back with part 2 for a preview of the Waikato Guineas and a few other races too on Saturday.
Well, Neil, the feature race on Saturday at Te Rapa is the running of the Darcy Brahma Waikato Guineas. Time to go off just after 4 o'clock. This race, would you believe, I think 5 of the last 6 winners of this race have gone on to win the Derby, and the other one ran third. So if you like something in this, you might as well back it to win the Derby as well, because that's the track record of this race. You've got Hall of Fame favourite, but I think you're going a little bit outside the square. Yeah,
not too far outside the square, just on the corner maybe. High Lad. We were at Tauranga when he raced there, fresh up, and he looked very fresh before the start. He threw Matt Cameron off just as they went outside the bird cage. Looked very fresh, raced accordingly, and stuck on pretty well for third, I thought. And he's drawn one here, and the blinkers go on, key, and you saw what he did in Australia off wide draws. Had no chance really, but put in good efforts. And I can't see any of these apart from Hall of Fame who would be capable of doing that. So drawn one, Matt Cameron on, I think he'll jump out, maybe trail 3 back, could even lead if nothing wants to take him on early on if he jumps well, but he does look the one to me. Hall of Fame, can it back up again, do you think, in Trentham?
Well, no reason why not. Keeps seeming to keep stepping up. The Savabeel factor, I don't think the distance would be a worry.
Yeah.
And I think Tiake have settled on this being their Derby horse. And I think they're keeping Heroic Valor to lesser distances. So, Hall of Fame definitely the one to beat. I would say Windspell goes pretty well at Te Rapa. Should be finding the line hard. So they look the 3 on paper, but as we know, they're not always run on paper, these races.
Not always, yeah. Yeah, Hall of Fame at Trentham, I think he drew 1, same as High Lag, got all favours, hit the lead and clung on. From that barrier 10, he's going to have to work early to get into a good position, or snag, or look to get into a one-off position midfield, and he'll have to do more work. So I think High Lad ticking away on the fence is going to have the edge over in the last 100 metres. And as you say, Windspell, good closing sectionals, closed off hard at Ellerslie for third behind Hall of Fame, was it? At Ellerslie anyway, when he was third, and so he has to be a good chance of seeing out that 2,000 metres. And for a roughie, maybe figurable. I do like the horse. Maybe not up to this class just yet, but he's a nice horse for good odds. But High Lad for me.
You've talked me into it, Neil. You've talked me into it.
Yeah, those blinkers going on are terrific, aren't they? Yeah.
Down south, of course, it's their big day in the sun down in Otago, Winged Tui. There's the White Robe Lodge, there's the Dunedin Guineas, there's the Dunedin Gold Cup. The Guineas, I guess, race we could look at. The Starvoy are the favourite, but a bit short for mine at 290. Unproven over the distance. I don't know if it will get the 1,500 or not, but drawn 1, so we'll get all favours, but not convinced.
Neither am I. In fact, when I analysed those sectionals when they ran the Guineas last start, they ran at a similar tempo to the weaker class races on the day, run early in the day, and in that Guineas race they came home 6 lengths slower from the 600 metre mark, and the time was
This is the
Gore Guineas. Yep. So that tells us that it's not a strong form race. So I've been looking for something that I think is good enough to win, and I can't really go past a horse called Don't Poke the Tiger.
Oh, you're stealing my mail. That's my one as well.
No,
running against older horses in rating 65, I thought was the and over the distance, it'll get cop the distance.
Yep.
620, that won't last.
No, I'm on it to it already. I'll tell you what, I have my daughter's account. one of my daughter's accounts, and I don't very often have a bet on her account. When I do, they normally win, and that's one horse I've backed for her tomorrow. So it's a daughter's bet. She likes the name Don't Poke the Tiger. And I tell you what, I spent about an hour analysing that race yesterday, and I rang the trainer, Peter Rudkin, and I thought I was confident, but he's more confident than we are, I think. And she's improved since that win at Wingatui. He purposely raced her over that distance at Wingatui to make sure she was going to be fit enough for this, back in distance. She's trained on nicely. He does want a good track, and the forecast is forecast for good weather today and tomorrow. So a dead 4 or better is going to be ideal for her. She's drawn nicely, she'll be on the pace, and I think that 620, like you say, is going to be snapped up, and she won't pay that much. So yeah, I just can't see anything else. She beat Zigwig in a trial before that one comfortably, and riding shotgun and something else that's quite good. Alpine something from the race. Alpine Lass, that's right. Beat those two in a trial. So she's getting stronger. I backed her fresh up at Mochikarara, and just on a basis of her trial win and the strength she showed, she's much stronger filly now. So I think this is ideal for her. And Russia Canine, Group 1 winning jockey. Everything going for her.
There you go.
Now
Don't Poke the Tiger.
Good name, isn't it? Like it. Yeah. And in the
Stables in form, had a winner at Gore in the last race, the second last race yesterday too. So
yeah, good tough one.
That's backing up in the cup. What a deezer! If you saw that win at Gore, you might want to throw a bit on it at 35s in the cup if it lines up.
Sure,
but I know 2-day turnaround, not exactly conventional training, but it's probably not the worst in that field, and it's $35. What a deezer in the Dunedin Gold Cup.
That's a good tough one too. He sort of came back from about third, 150 metres.
Yeah, big for sure, didn't it?
Yeah. And the White Robe Lodge, good race there, good even race, $70,000, good stake money. Group 3 is pretty even sort of field here, and a few horses in winning form, and Son of Mahir coming back from the Thorndon last start. He's got to be a chance, I think, doesn't he? He had a tough run on a good pace at Trentham. Drops back in weight. What do you think?
350, but short for mine.
It is a bit short, but Sam Wynn.
Sam Wynn, she's riding well. I don't like any of there's 4 horses in single figures. I don't like any of them, so I think you'll see a bit of if you're taking quaddies and trebles, go wide in this league would be my recommendation.
Yep.
Wouldn't ride off Miss 3 Stars, our man Rasha Kaneen again.
Yep.
Even horses like pretty good excuse at $18, Stoker's Rock 11, something in that. Our friend Stephen Hunt likes to call it the middle market might be the way to go in this race.
Yeah, should go to the lead, that thing. Pepper More's a nice horse, drawn nicely this time. I needed that run last start, and paying $12 could be one you've got to have in your quaddies as well. Right, anything else you like during the day at Tirapa?
Tirapa, we're going to head across there tomorrow, so we'll be actually doing a bit of form. I see the rails in the true position now. The last 2 meetings at Tirapa when the rails been in the true was Labour Day Monday and Waikato Cup Day in December. And if you go through the replays of those meetings, you'll see, especially in the early races, leaders have a distinct advantage. I think basically in the first race on both those meetings, the horses 1, 2, 3 around the turn, finished 1, 2, 3 at the line.
Yeah.
So on that basis, race 1, number 1, Morse Code looks like a leader in that small field.
Definitely.
Shouldn't cop too much pressure. And if you saw its trial at Foxton, Jonathan Riddell certainly gave it a very quiet trial and was doing its good work at the line. I just think it could get a soft lead, kick away and win, paying $7. So Morse Code is one that I'd be definitely looking at Tirapa race 1 tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. You've obviously done your homework spot on there, and I have the same sort of thoughts too. 1400 metres is right at his maximum, but like you say, if he gets a soft lead, that inside bias, nothing will take him on. Maybe Princess Devone will sit outside him. Mary Quant Trail, Wolves Road maybe. But makes the first race interesting. The odds are actually showing up for all races except for that race.
They just took him down.
Yeah.
Literally at that moment. Getting bugged by the TAB, I wonder.
I'll get the dogs to sniff it out after this. We'll find out. But,
it was $7.
Was it? Yeah. It's good money.
I would imagine it would change.
Yeah.
So there you go, Boss Code. What about you? What's your sneaky? You got your sneaky up last week. Only won by about 5 lengths at Trentham, so you must have another one for us this week.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll make it my sneaky, because I think I'll keep this one for subscribers. This Don't Poke the Tiger. But, there was something in Australia. I've been going through all the form in Australia this morning, and I thought, well, it's going to be a decent track over there, and I'll just bring it up here. And it's in race 4 and race 5, the 2 horses I do like. And the 4th race at Caulfield is a horse called Jukebox. I watched its run when it raced on debut, and just relaxed beautifully and kicked away and won. Wasn't touched by the whip. It's only paying $2.30 now, but its time rating was better than the older horses on the day. Craig Williams on. Only queries sort of after a debut run, but he was very relaxed, and I just can't see it getting beaten in that race. There's only one horse he's got to beat, I think, and her speed ratings were quite slow, even though she was an easy winner last start. But for a good reasonable price at $4.80 in the next race at Caulfield, number 3 Spoils. She's a good tough mare. Her debut run was very close and a fast speed rating on a good quality day of racing. Trainer said she has improved with her fresh up run off a 3 wide run, and I think she's drawn 4 this time, really trained on perfectly, and I think at $4.80 she can sneak into a good posse just in behind them and sneak home for us at $4.80. But, anything else you're keen on throughout the day? I've got a chocolate fish bet somewhere.
Shall we do that now? Chocolate fish?
Yep. Last race at Tirapa?
The last race at Tirapa.
Yep.
It's quite a good field. There's 4 definite up-and-comers. You'd say Honey Rider, Kalani's always had a big rap. Mystery Show's gone well, and Royal Fashion. I see Honey Rider's favourite.
Yeah, I'm quite keen on her. What are you keen on?
No, I'll go against. I think Royal Fashion can lead them a merry dance in the last one with a leg in the ear at Matamata without being tested. I think it's a high-class filly, this. Honey Rider having to give it 2 kgs, and I think Honey Rider might be needing more further than 1,200 metres. But we'll see. I'll go against you. Chocolate Fish says Royal Fashion beats Honey Rider home.
Okay, I can see Coleman sitting on Ennis's backside and just getting over in the last 2 strides to get up to that Chocolate Fish for us. But good race.
Good luck, my friend.
Right, nothing else for tomorrow. There's a couple of I'm just doing the other races later on this afternoon. I'll post on the website by 5 p.m. tonight. But nothing else you like for tomorrow?
No, I think we all just climb aboard the Tiger.
Yeah, too right. He's hoping. Right, we're back with part 3 with the sports preview in a moment. Okay, back with the sports preview with a money shot, and got a couple of big events coming up in the weekend. The Nines with a lot of people have been waiting for, with all these Australian players and teams coming over, minus a few stars with the sounds of it too. Money shot.
Yeah, a few stars missing, but I think a few people quite pleased to see the likes of Jonathan Thurston, Jared Hayne, and co there. Sean Johnson, obviously, for the Warriors. So
Ruben Wiki.
Ruben Wiki, even, yes.
44.
See, there's a big type will Wiki score a try in the tournament if you're wanting to go to watch Ruben play, but. It's always tough, but the team I thought would be worth following this year is the Titans, and we'll back them to beat the Sharks in the opening game of the tournament. Kicks off midday tomorrow.
Good.
The Sharks, they were runners-up 2 years ago, lost in extra time to the Rabbits, but they don't have quite the same squad. And I think their focus will be more on the NRL. The Titans, a young squad, Jared Hayne there, I think he might really carve up in this form of the game. So we'll just kick off with option 2202, point start number 2, Gold Coast minus 2.5 at $1.87 in the opening game. So that looks like a good bet. And the other one, Brisbane, I think will be way too good for Melbourne. Melbourne don't really give the nines too much emphasis, and I think Brisbane, likes of Milford, Oates and co, so they'll beat Melbourne quite comfortably. Option 2242, number one, Brisbane at $1.87 minus 5.5. So there's a couple of bets for the nines.
Monday.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Public holiday again. Seems to work quite well the last few years. I just can't. I know it's kind of boring, and they're not the most favourite team out there, but the New England Patriots just know how to win big games. Tom Brady going for the winningest quarterback of all time, trying to win his 5th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I think he'll do it. Their defence is very strong, and he just knows how to run that offence, and I think the Patriots will cover the 2.5 point start, which is I see now into $1.75, option 834, New England minus 2.5. So there's a few sports bets for the weekend. The cricket, of course, will be on Sunday. Let's see, the odds are out for that. Will be slight underdogs. Yes, we're $2 outsiders, but you'd think Williamson must be due for a decent innings, so maybe you want to back Kane Williamson, $3.60 in the top run scorer. I know he's a favourite of yours.
Yeah.
And you get a double whammy, because if he runs second or finishes with the second highest score, you get a refund. So that's probably not a bad market to bet into with that consideration. Yeah,
it's not a bad bet. That makes it if you're virtually getting first.
Well, he's generally going to score, around that 50 or 60, you'd like to think, and if that's enough to top the run scorers, all well and good. But if someone gets an 80 or 100, he still scores a 60, you get your money back. So I thought at $3.60, not a bad play if you're looking for something to have a bet on at the cricket on Sunday in Hamilton.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that then. That'll be good. It starts at 11 o'clock too. Yeah. Forecast seems okay for the weekend, so that game should go ahead, and fingers crossed. Okay, nothing else in sports we can chat about before we sign off for the part 4?
No, not that I can think of now. If you're going to the nines, be prepared to fork out a decent amount of money for your food and booze based on Monday's experience. But we'll cover that off in part 4.
I was going to say, I'm looking forward to hear that in part 4 in a moment. Okay, Money Shot, we're on to the part 4, and we've got our brickbats and bouquets coming up. Now I'm keen to hear what your brickbat is for the cricket on Monday.
Well, it's kind of twofold really. Monday was public holiday in Auckland, being anniversary day.
Yeah.
And they decided to charge a 10% surcharge. Now, this 10% surcharge that restaurants and bars and the like decide to charge, to me it just leaves me cold. So public holiday, so more than likely most people are off work, therefore more likely to be out and about. So they're going to have a bigger crowd or audience than normal. And the only cost that I can see that is increases, it doesn't cost more to hire the ground, it's just merely the staff costs, and they decide to add 10% onto all beverages and food and the like, and to me that was just a joke, especially $9 add 10%, $9.90 for a poor beer out of a keg. It's just a rip-off for mine. So poor form Eden Park, you can't be doing that in today's world. I see Ellerslie, they haven't charged a public holiday surcharge on their Boxing Day or New Year's Day for a number of years now. I think they've worked out that it's not fair. Eden Park need to come into line, and the other thing they need to come into line with is their security. And it seems the cricket, yesterday there was reports of people who were bored and the like on the bank just trying to start Mexican waves, and those people were getting thrown out. So you get thrown out of the cricket now for trying to have a bit of fun like a Mexican wave. just seems crazy. Overzealous security, that's the sort of thing that killed the Sevens.
Yep.
You take the fun away from entertainment events and the crowd will vote with their feet. So New Zealand Cricket, you need to sort out your security. And those who were at Ellerslie and stayed on after the last race on Sunday night would have seen a certain young lady grace the track in partial attire, and security didn't lay a finger on her. Yes, it wasn't during the proceedings, but just a better attitude, I think, that security need that New Zealand Cricket have employed, because this seems far too heavy-handed for them. That's my brickbat for this week, Neil.
Good on you. And my brickbat was going to be with our bookies for the odds on Saturday, but I've got to bite my tongue because they had the odds up by 12:15 today, a couple of hours before they normally do, which is good. But they could still be out earlier. Australian odds are up Wednesday night for most races, and anyway, it was good to see them up early anyway for Saturday's odds. And my bouquet, what was that? That was going to be HRNZ, Harness Racing New Zealand, who are trialling sectionals currently at Addington, doing all the 200 metres from the 1200 metre mark, and going to publish those. It's at a trial basis. I've spoken to the person who's responsible for them. In 4 to 6 weeks' time, they'll be able to give us more information, and they plan on doing a lot more meetings, which is great. The more information punters have got, the more excuse they've got to have a bet, so good on them. Good to see. Last week, our question for the week, which was to do with a Thorndon. What was the answer, Mr. Moneyshot?
The question was, who was the 3-year-old that set a world record at the time? That was McGinty.
That's right.
It was part owned by Keith Hobb, the well-known commentator of the 70s, 80s and 90s. So if you got that right, Ron didn't quite come through with a winning multi though, did he?
No, he missed that. We're due for one this week, so good luck to the person who gets it right this week. And the question is?
Well, Waikato Guineas, we touched on it. It's a great form race for the Derby, but 5 of the last 6 Derby winners winning the Waikato Guineas. We want to know the horse that's the odd one out. Which horse has won the Derby in the last 6 years that didn't win the Waikato Guineas? So get those answers through to Neil by text or email, and you could be winning a $20 multi. And the details, Neil, numbers and addresses.
Yeah, actually, I remember the horse. He led all the way and paid about $10, and he ran in the Derby and didn't win. That's all I'll say.
We need the horse that wins that won the Derby, not the horse that won the Waikato Guineas. So the question is which horse won the Derby?
Oh, right, gotcha.
Didn't win the Waikato Guineas.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right.
So it's not that horse you're thinking of.
Okay, you're right too. Okay, just email me formpro@formpro.co.nz or 027 352 6402. Text me by 10 p.m. tonight, and if there's more than one, which there's bound to be, my wife will draw out a lucky name, and I'll let that person know, and they can give me the $20 multi-bet for Saturday. Right, okay. During the week, I had a subscriber ask me if I've got anything worth mentioning for the futures bets. We've got the Auckland Cup, Derby and Oaks coming up, and so I thought I'd save that question for the Heads Up podcast, and I've had a good look through, and last week I was pretty impressed with an old favourite of mine, Mongolian Wolf. He was a good tempo up front, he came through strongly, and he won well. He's paying $26 in the Derby at the moment. But the key thing for me is, as we know, it can often rain around that time of year at Ellerslie. If the track did become sort of a slowish one or even heavy, he's the type of horse that would really come into favouritism. So I think $26 is maybe worth having it at this stage. And anything else you can see there, Money Shot at all? I've got one more, but you may have one.
Well, yeah, your Auckland Cup. Obviously, Chanel winning on Sunday is coming to a very clear favourite in that race, but certainly not over the line by any stretch of the imagination. You like Snow Secret in that, $16.
Yeah, it's a horse that has won twice at Ellerslie, and was unlucky in the Wellington Cup, wasn't she? And she's going to get in on a winning weight. I think that sort of money, $16. If you're looking for a nice price now, chuck her in.
And Christmas, and I see Volpe Veloce's $3.80, Ladiosa's $6, Eleonora $7.
Yeah.
I still get the feeling that none of those three will line up in the Oaks. So, yeah, you could back something outside those three and you should be okay. We did suggest Nicoletta would be a chance before Christmas, and she's now fourth favourite. But, yeah, I think Volpe Veloce, obviously not running this Saturday, so you'd think next start will be the Avondale Guineas, and that would probably suggest then they'd go to the Derby. And then, unlikely if they run in the Derby, win, lose or draw, to make the trek down to the Oaks and a couple of weeks after that. So Ladiosa hasn't been sighted since it won the 1,000 Guineas, and all the talk is it's going to be running in Australia, and I get the feeling Eleonora will be the same. So, yeah, if you like something in the Oaks, back outside those top three, you might be okay.
Yeah, too right. Okay, nothing else you want to mention before we sign off?
Well, we better do our $100 bets for the
of course,
week, although we've been a bit average of late, but hopefully we can turn the corner. No surprise what mine is. Morse Code, race 1, Tirapa, number 1, currently at $7 and $1.90. I think it's an absolute moral to run a place. That's the final field place, so top three. We'll run the top three for sure, but we'll say 50 each way on that 7 and 190 basis for Morse Code. Okay,
and I'll go our young filly, Don't Poke the Tiger, $100 a win at $6.20. I think she's a good bet, very good bet. So, and don't forget our Formpro ratings, which have been doing really well for the users. We're getting quite a few good responses from users for the dogs and the gallops as well. And they are free on Monday. And with the Tahu and Eco races on Monday, you can get access to those, and also the dogs on Monday as well. So look forward to that. The login is Formpro and Speed. Be up Monday morning, so make use of those. So have a good weekend, and go Honey Rider. I'm due for a chocolate fish.
Enjoy your Waitangi Day weekend. Long weekend, Neil. Yeah. Should be another exciting weekend of sport and racing, and we'll have plenty to chat about next week.
Yeah, too right. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody, too, and back plenty of winners and few losers.